Well, several former Transnet executives have been arrested this morning by the NPA's investigating Directorate and the Hawks. They're expected to appear in the Palm Ridge Magistrate Court. ENC's Manqoba Mkhunu joins us from the Palm Ridge Magistrate Court right now to give us the latest on this particular matter. Manqoba, good morning and thank you very much this morning. We understand that the men are appearing. Actually, our reporter is not there. Let's listen in live.
Their conditions remains the same, Your Worship. My colleagues will confirm their appearances on behalf of the secretaries.
Mr. Duplessis for number 182.
Good pieces, Your Worship. I appear on behalf of
closer to the microphone.
If I could sit somewhat. Good pieces, Your Worship. I appear on behalf of accused number 1 in the matter. I confirm the date which was arranged for postponement and the purpose. However, I just want to bring the following to the court's attention, and that is that the court specifically, on the last occasion when my learned friend for the state asked for a postponement to the 14th of October, ordered that the matter not be postponed for such a lengthy period, but that it be postponed until today for a progress report relating to what my learned friend for the state said last time, and namely that the investigation would be finalized by today and that the state would be ready to provide the defense then at a subsequent date with the final charge sheet as well as disclosure. Now, Your Worship, already on the 9th of March 2022, I directed a letter to the advocate dealing with the matter at that stage, Advocate Khatitsi.
You say only date in March 22?
Sorry, Your Worship. March 22, 9 March 22. As well as primarily to the Advocate Andrea Johnson, who then at that stage had taken over as the head of the investigating directorate. And I beg leave to just hand up a copy to Your Worship. It is not a lengthy letter, so I'm going to read it out on record. We refer to the above mentioned matter and confirm that same was enrolled on the 29th of September 2021, when bail was granted to accused number 1, Mr. K. Moodley. The matter was subsequently postponed to the 28th of February 2022 for purposes of further investigation. At the appearance on the 29th of September 2021, writer hereof was handed a draft charge sheet relating to the above accused by Advocate Khatitsi, who informed writer hereof that the persons and entities mentioned as persons of interest in the said draft sheet, that's 30 draft charge sheet, 33 persons and entities in total, would be joined as accused in the matter. To this end, the matter was postponed for further investigation and joinder of the co-accused to the 28th of February 2022. However, by the 28th of February 2022, no further accused had been joined, and Advocate Khatitsi informed the court that such joinder would be done between the 28th of February 2022 and the 27th of May 2022 in order to ensure that all accused intended to be joined by the state would be appearing with accused numbers 1 and 2 on the 27th of May 2022 in order for the next step in the pre-trial process to be dealt with namely the provision by the state of a final charge sheet as well as disclosure to the defence. By the 27th of May 2022, the matter against our mentioned clients would already be pending in court for 8 months. It stands to reason that our clients are entitled to insist that due process be followed in this matter, and that the matter against them is not simply kept enrolled while the state deals with issues which should have been attended to before our client, Mr. Moodley, was arrested and enrolled. We have made the submission in court, which we repeat herewith, that it is clear that our client, Mr. Moodley, was prematurely arrested and the matter against him enrolled, while the state was clearly not in a position to proceed with the matter on the basis of due process through the criminal court. Our instructions, therefore, are to keep the state to the undertaking as placed on record by Advocate Khadidze, that by the next appearance on the 27th of May 2022, the state would have completed the joinder of all accused who they intend prosecuting in the matter, and that the state will also be in a position to furnish the defence with the final charge sheet in the matter in order for the pre-trial process to proceed without further delay. Should the state not execute on their above-mentioned undertaking, the court will be requested on the 27th of May 2022 to summarily investigate the reasons for any further delay, which in our submission would be unreasonable, and grant our clients appropriate relief. Now, Your Worship, as it turned out, by the 27th of May, the state did not join any of the other accused, but on that very day, some of the accused were joined. The postponement was then requested to the 14th of October, which the court denied, and the matter was postponed until today for my learned friend to report to the court. Now, I submit, Your Worship, that in view of what I placed on record now, and in view of the court's order on the last occasion, that the matter not be simply postponed for lengthy periods without any judicial oversight by the court, that this should be made an order of court now. My learned friend has confirmed that the undertaking of the state is that by the 14th of October, the state will have already furnished the defence with a final charge sheet and with disclosure, so that by the 14th of October, the pre-trial process can then proceed and be concluded. So that is the purpose of placing on record what I have, by means also of the letter which I already directed to the state in March of this year. I therefore request this Honourable Court to make an order that the state, by the 14th of October, place on record on that very day that disclosure had been done and the final charge sheet had been furnished to the defence. Now, for that purpose, Your Worship, I submit that the court should determine a date before the 14th of October, say a week or two. I would suggest 2 weeks before the 14th of October, by which date the disclosure and the final charge sheet should already be done and delivered to the defence by the state. As the court pleases.
Advocate Killian for number 3.
May it please the court, Your Worship. The state indicated that this matter should be postponed to a separate date. It is indeed correct, but however, my learned friend has incorrectly referred to the 6th of September. It should be the 7th of September. We considered the 6th, but we agreed on the 7th. And that is back to Court 9 for the purpose of the application to amend the bail conditions.
Advocate Aldridge for accused number 4.
Thank you, Worship. I'm not going to rehash what Mr. Du Plessis has placed on record, save to confirm that this arrangement to postpone this matter to the 14th of October has been arrived at by agreement with the State, Your Worship, that there will be full disclosure of the police docket. In other words, we must be clear on this. The police investigation will have been concluded. Whether it's in the form of a draft charge sheet or a draft indictment, we will receive that timelessly well in advance of that date. Your Worship will recall my vehement opposition to the suggestion when this matter served before you on the 13th of July that the matter be postponed to the 14th of October. That is now in any event happening, and what we see happening today is what I forecast already there. Only today do we have the joinder of further accused, and I'm made to understand on good authority that there's going to be an even further joinder of further accused following today's date. So, by agreement to the 14th of October for those purposes, as you wish, please.
Thank you. Advocate Botha for number 5.
It's Hartzenberg, Your Worship. I confirm the arrangement and the understanding under which the postponement has been agreed upon.
Advocate Wits for accused number 6.
Yes, thank you, Worship. I confirm my appearance on behalf of my client, Mr. Roy. We confirm the date, the 14th of October, and I just ask that his bail be extended on the same terms and conditions back to, I think it's Court 9 if they're sitting, otherwise Court 10, I'm not sure of the court, back to the 14th of October. And I confirm what my learned friend Advocate Pakamela has said in regards to the matter and the progress going forward. And I also confirm what my other learned friends have said. It appears that there are other accused that are being joined today, their first appearance, and there is also a possibility of further accused. But 14th of October is in order. Thank you, Worship.
Advocate Pakamela, on which date do you make an undertaking prior to the 14th to make sure that the defense has got the charge sheet as well as disclosure of the docket?
That's correct, Your Worship. I do have the numbers of all of my colleagues. I will communicate with them at a relevant time so they will be provided with the necessary documents so that they can prepare for or prepare or consult with their clients.
Yeah, but
at the moment, it's a little bit difficult for me to give specific date and say on this day I will be able, because since I've indicated in my request that there are other accused that needs to be joined. Once we've done that process, then it becomes easy for me to disclose the charge sheet that they are looking for.
so even if you cannot commit to a specific date, but are you in a position to make an undertaking that definitely before the 14th they will have received the charge sheet as well as the full disclosure?
That I can commit, Your Worship. They will have that support.
Thank you, Worship. I'm happy with that.
Thank you. We have, were you still addressing the court on
No, that is it. Thank you.
Right, we have the commitment from the state, although we cannot commit to a specific date, that definitely before the 14th, being the date of the next appearance for all the accused, full disclosure of the contents of the docket as well as the charge sheet will have been made to the defense. The matter is then postponed in respect of all of you until the 14th of October, back in court number 9, for the state to make disclosure. And as far as accused number 3 is concerned, the matter is postponed until 7th September, back in court number 9, to deal with the issue of the amendment of the bail conditions. Number 3, you come back to court number 9 on the 7th of September. The rest of you come back to court number 9 on the 14th of October. Your bail is extended until the May standard.
Thank you, Your Worship. May we then be excused in regards to our part? Thank
You
you.
are excused.
All right, those are live visuals from the Palm Ridge Specialized Crimes Court. The counsel for Mr. Moody, you would have heard a bit earlier, they're maintaining that he was among those prematurely arrested and requests that the court make an order that by the 14th of October, the state must have furnished the defense with a final charge sheet as well as disclosure. Now, many would remember this relates to the 93 million rand which was paid by Transnet to Trillion. We'll give you more news and updates and speak to our reporter that's been monitoring this case for us in just a bit. Do stay tuned.